Welcome MOTU fans to another Third Earth Reviews toy review, and today I will be reviewing the Club Grayskull Filmation style Evil Lyn. So let's start by looking at our packaging. Replacing the original blister card packaging of the MOTU Classic line, we have this beautiful open window box in the design of Castle Grayskull. Once the slipcover is removed, we find that the drawbridge is now open to reveal our figure inside. This is a great item for any mint and box collectors since the eyes, nose, and side windows of the castle allow light to shine in on the figure. On the back we have an image of our character in the classic Filmation style, as well as a statement from Mattel on their reason for creating this figure. Opening the box, Evil Lyn comes in this clear plastic case with a cardboard background. Once removed from the plastic casing, we see all of the sculpted details of this figure. The sculpt of the figure isn't awful, and since it's based off the original 1980s cartoon, the sculpt is far more simple than other versions of the character we've seen from Matty Collector. However, that being said, there also aren't many details that stand out. The cape has some nice folded details at the top where it connects to the armor, but other than that, it's just a plain piece of black plastic. I wish they had taken a little bit more time to sculpt a few more folds or creases to make the cape really pop. Also, as a side note, the cape makes Evil Lyn a little top heavy, so you have to get her posed just right for her to stand correctly. As for the paint, it's sadly a bit of a disappointment. I really like the coloring as it's a great representation of the original Filmation character, however, the quality control is pretty bad. She has a fairly large smear of black paint on one side of her face, and you can clearly see where her left eyebrow was painted incorrectly. There are also a few spots where the paint just doesn't stay in the lines, especially around her cape and collar. Sadly, this seems to be a fairly common problem on this figure, so keep it in mind if you're looking to get one of these for yourself. Evil Lyn has a very similar articulation as most of the MOTU classic figures, meaning her head is on a ball joint so her head can look left and right as well as up and down. She can look down just fine, but due to her headpiece and cape, there are some limitation on how much she can look up. Evil Lyn also has the standard ball joints in her shoulders, so her arms can move forward and backwards as well as out to the side. Again, her cape does limit the backward movement. There are swivels at the biceps, standard bends at the elbows, and rotation and new bends at the wrists. Evil Lyn does not have an ab crunch, but does have the waist swivel. Her legs also have the ball-like joints so they can move forward and backwards as well as out to the side. However, the bottom part of her outfit does limit this movement. Evil Lyn does not have the swivels at the thighs, but does have the standard bends at the knees, swivels at the boots, and rockers at her ankles. Evil Lyn comes standard with a few accessories, including her magic wand, the Articulation crystal, and an extra head. Sadly, the magic wand's paint quality is just awful. The sphere's black paint is chipped, uneven, bleeds into, and has several black spots and smudges on the purple wand. The wand also doesn't stay very well in her right hand, and has the tendency just to fall out of her grip. The other two accessories are much better. The Articulation crystal is made of a pink translucent plastic and is slightly gummy. It has sculpted finger holes that allow Evil Lyn to hold it in her left hand. The extra head comes without her signature headdress, and I'm happy to say that the paint on her face is done much better. I only have one small spot where the white of her hair is a little thin. Evil Lyn is part of Club Grayskull's subscription, which will release one final figure this year. She was also part of Matty Collector's October sale. And unfortunately, like normal, she sold out within minutes of the sale's launch, and so far there have been no words of any re-releases. I'm very torn on how I feel about this figure, so I'm not really sure how much I would recommend this version of Evil Lyn to a casual MOTU collector. The coloring is a good representation of the original Filmation style, and I had high hopes for the figure, but I feel she falls just short of my expectations, especially with the poor quality control on the paint and the delays in the shipping. However, if you are a huge fan of the original cartoon, you can find Evil Lyn relatively inexpensive on sites like eBay. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe so you can check out all my other reviews. I'm looking forward to reviewing the final Filmation figure, so until then, this has been Third Earth Reviews.